DuckTales series finale, The Last Adventure.
That was a lot.
Yeah. we finally got an answer on Webby's parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Papa.
turns out Della and depending on which family tree you go on. If you go the Rosa family tree, you end up with Della and Webby now being cousins,
Mm-hmm.
and the triplets and Webby are now first cousins once removed.
Well, I mean, isn't Scrooge Donald's great uncle?
He's his uncle. He's the kid's great uncle. If you go by the Rosa, the sort of family tree you find. No, that's not necessarily the case, because DuckTales 2017 makes Scrooge a lot older than
Yeah.
he usually is. So him being the great uncle is kind of just the great uncle is kind of a thing. But looking at if you just go off of the classic family tree, Scrooge is Donald and Della's uncle, and because he's their parents' brother, so he is Donald and Della's uncle. And that makes Webby, who is his daughter, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, a
Well,
clone, kind of.
I mean, hey, if Jenny is the doctor's daughter, Webby is Scrooge's daughter, and I just realized how fitting that is.
Oh God.
Because it's the same. Turnip's characters have an issue with having illegitimate clones' daughters created of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we know how she fits into the McDuck clan, and why she's so good. It's like,
Yep, and there's that April, May, June thing from the comics.
Yeah, they kind of found a way to resolve that. So that works
So, I
out.
mean, technically, from that though, wouldn't those be her daughters?
If they were cloned not from the original Scrooge, they weren't new clones made off of Scrooge, but clones made off of Webby. Then yes, they would be
Webby's daughters.
Yeah, they would be Webby's daughters. In which case, if Donald is taking care of May and June, and they are Webby's daughters, then they're their uncle's grandkids.
Yeah.
This is getting confusing.
They're their uncle's grandkids, so...
Oh dear God.
that would make them like cousins once removed.
I don't know how.
Yeah, because uncle would make a cousin, and then to move around up and down with chain, you just have to say once removed. So,
but I think on Webby's board though, like in the first thing, the Della and Donald are Scrooge's great niece and nephew.
Yeah, so it just, I think all that does is add another removed. So Webby would just become their first cousin twice removed.
South, so it makes sense. You know all this. I do not.
Sorry, what?
You're from the South. It would make sense. You know all the weird.
Is that a thing? I didn't realize that was.
Usually it's Alabama and stuff, but I mean, I figure Texas is close enough. Sorry, I had to make a southern joke. Uh,
I feel offended.
I, I don't know all of these.
Go make a casserole,
They're
Midwesterner.
cousins. They're cousins or not.
Yeah, I'm probably messing it up if the great uncle, but the relationships. I looked it up. Is actually what I did
Oh,
because I was trying to figure out. Okay, well, what would that make them? And if it's just great uncle,
oh,
he's their
that
great
makes
uncle,
them
then it would be
totally
first
obvious.
cousins once removed. But great great uncle, it might just be first cousins twice removed for the. But
I-
it doesn't matter. They're related.
yeah,
Which explains why she was usually kicking the other three's butt, because she's pure undiluted Scrooge.
yeah.
They're close. They're knockoffs. They picked up some of it. They have some of the McDuck clan traits, but Scrooge kind of got all of them, and
Yeah,
then just Webby just got all of them too.
and the reason Webby was better than the other two, her clones, was because she was raised by Scrooge, basically.
Oh,
Yeah.
that, and she's a clone of Scrooge, and they're a clone of a clone.
True.
Yeah, there's some PNG art, not JPEG artifacts going on in there.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
You
no,
see,
she's
that is my problem with the whole concept of transporters, because transporters are basically fax machines for biological entities. So therefore, you're copying yourself, and your old self is being destroyed in the process. So that means if you keep photocopying yourself, if you keep photocopying a photocopy, it becomes really distorted over time. So imagine your transporter would fucking ruin you after just a few times.
well, not to
No,
mention
no.
the whole it being a to not be YouTube, to not flag YouTube. I'll call it a self-destruction booth,
Yeah,
essentially.
No,
and
no, no.
it is.
I
Yeah.
just thought of something funny.
What?
You're like in the middle of like teleporting yourself, right? And you get like a warning, a pop-up message. Out of cyan.
Oh god.
Like, God damn
If
it!
if if Dewey did that, what would happen to him?
Goodbye forever.
No, because they do have a backup copy, and it's just like if you're out of ink on the printer, it backs it up in the memory. And it just holds you until you can get more ink.
Yeah, they put you in a spy novel. Ah, somebody actually got the DS9 reference.
And there's her Star Trek.
I started. Yeah, well,
Let me just get out the
we
bingo
got
sheet. There we go.
Doctor Who earlier with the Jenny clone reference.
Oh yeah, I gotta cross that out too. Hey, chat.
Have we missed anything yet? I don't think so.
Nope, not yet.
And that was a nice little compilation where they showed like everybody. And oh my gosh, again with the Darkwing, like Launchpad was Gizmo Duck? Like, why can't you freaking believe Fenton was Gizmo Duck? Come on.
Yeah, it's like,
And
Gizmo
that
Duck didn't show
blab-
up. It's like,
and that blabber thing Satterkite, it's like close enough. Close enough.
you want to see? We all want to see this. Let's do this anyway.
Yeah. You see, that's the beauty of AI. It's like, no, I know what you meant. Okay, fine. And I love the fact that, like any good supervillain, Bradford created his own destruction.
Mm-hmm.
Because by killing off his own henchmen, he proved to the clones that he didn't really have any care, or they were just tools, which allowed the kids to lure them to the good side. Like, come on, we're actually family. He's just, you know, he created you, but he's nothing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's always the thing, is that they they think they've already won, so they prematurely kick all their minions that could come back at them into the pit, and it's like, how about you deal with Scrooge and then surprise your henchman with, oh yeah, I'm gonna kick you into the portal too. It's
Yeah.
like, ah, yeah, I could.
He was doing it just to make a point, so I understand him destroying his clones. The clones that he created in the back, that he destroying them, that makes sense. But keep your main henchman on side until the last minute,
Yeah, because
and then just like, oh, time to self-destruct and I'm gonna escape. Oh, sorry, there's only one escape pod type thing.
yeah, it's almost an evil overlord tip. I will keep good henchmen on, and I will treat them kindly, so that they cannot be turned against me.
Exactly.
It's like or well, it was a evil overlord tip with, if I have a beast that I use control over with the machine or something, I will also treat it kindly, so that if it were ever to the control were ever to slip from that, the beast would not immediately turn on me.
You mean like Steelbeak's issue?
Yeah,
Where
but
gun control, and it's like control gun mind controlled all the villains, and they're just like, you fucked with us, you don't fuck with us.
yeah, it's like, generally, number one, find henchmen you trust, but put safeguards in place, but also treat them well, so that
Yeah.
their loyalty isn't based. It's like,
The best
I
way
got
to
with him. I got dental. Why would I go over to you?
Yeah,
He
no,
doesn't.
the best way to do it is get them on side by making them believe you're right
Yeah, but yeah,
and treating them like you're the hero.
yeah. Basically, yeah,
Because if you're the hero, they won't go to the other side because the other guys are the bad guys.
yeah.
Except for apparently Heron, because Heron is just a psycho bitch. It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
I told you you're a good villain. Ooh, how villainous of you. Shut up, I'm not a villain. Oh, but you're such a good villain. Oh, the cheesiness of it. Whereas the best villains are the ones who are the heroes of their own story,
Yeah,
which I think in a way Bradford had that, because you can see where he's coming from with it and you can understand it. It may be completely flawed, completely stupid, but you can understand where he came from with it.
yeah. He's just like, okay, you create chaos everywhere you go. Okay, you saved the world, but it was
You
probably
put
in the problems it
place.
was in because you kept poking at things. If you just stopped poking at things, we'd all be fine. We don't have to worry about the world ending every 5 seconds because you went
Yeah,
on another adventure.
but
Yeah.
that it stems so much deeper than that, though. His
Yeah.
grandmother was another Scrooge. She was the adventuring type. She dragged him along on all these dangerous things, and it's kind of like a Huey situation, but with Louie and Huey's place. You know, where it's like, I don't want to do this adventure. I don't want this.
I want to stay home and play video games.
Exactly. Although I don't think video games were around at that time.
Pong.
No, not even that.
Somebody comments, literally Bradford used his henchman as bait and regrets it.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, he has been traumatized since childhood with adventure. To him, adventure is a punishment, which is why he hates it so much.
And probably why he was like, I also need to save these kids from this adventure. Not only the rest of us, but these kids are also being put in
Yeah.
But he can't
Harm's way.
fathom somebody might like it. So he's like,
Yeah, because
it must be
like,
stopped.
and I understand that, because from a reasonable person's perspective,
Oh yeah.
he is endangering children.
Oh yeah,
That is
he's
straight up child endangerment right there.
yeah. Well, he
true.
turns a bunch
CPS,
of kids into an Avengers unit
yeah.
to go fight
In any realistic world view, Child Protective Services should be taking those children away.
Yeah, in a reasonable world, Bradford would be the good guy. It's like,
Yeah,
it's like, no, you're endangering the world every 5 seconds, and you're putting not only the world but these kids in danger all the time. Okay, if you want to go out on these adventures, that's bad enough, but you're dragging these kids along with you. Like,
yeah,
he clearly needs to be stopped.
exactly. And that makes, so from a rational perspective, not taking into account the emotional attachment you have to the characters, Bradford is right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he is going about it all wrong, because he himself is not only child endangering, but he is endangering the entire freaking world with this.
And I'm sure that that cloning
And
is probably not.
that is ethically questionable. It's not illegal, it's just ethically questionable.
Who knows? It might
Because
be.
I mean, technically, you can clone yourself. It's not that difficult from a proper standpoint. You just take a genetic sample, and you take an egg that you've removed the genetic code from, and a fertilized egg that you take the genetics out of, and you put it in there, and boom. It's actually become pretty easy to do, and that's, but
Yeah, I don't know if
that's
easy is what
kind
I
of
would use
how,
for it, but it is.
yeah, I don't think of
It's come
brain
a long way since
feather.
Dolly, I imagine.
Yeah, but actually they do that. I think they do that with like gay couples, where they get either a
I don't think they're quite there yet with that. I mean, it's a hypothesized way of doing it, but I don't know that they've actually done it yet.
where
Nowadays, I think they just sort of they use a donated egg, and then just, you know, or a donated sperm, and they do it that
take,
way.
yeah, but I thought they like take the
I've heard that was a thing that they were looking into, but I don't know that they've actually
I
done it
don't know if
yet.
they've actually done it yet.
Yeah,
I read
it's been
something
a thought on
a while
the horizon that, yeah, they could, in theory, uh, especially with lesbian couples, because you already have two people that can probably they can produce eggs. It depends, but um, but if they can both produce eggs, either one of them can supply the egg, and then you just take the material out of this one and put it in there, and that you got.
but I mean, in DuckTales they have cloning machines, so there's
Yeah,
that.
but
And there's a cloning gun that Gearloose used. So, I mean, that is a thing. Although
Welcome
you
to Crunch Monkey
realize,
Studios. Very educational.
that in a weird way, Webby had two parents. She had her dad and her her granny, who Mrs. Beakley raised Scrooge's daughter without even realizing it. That is a weird pairing right there.
Question. Did the finale make you cry? I mean, maybe a little bit.
No.
That's the end of the series and I want more.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't make me cry. It wasn't like I can name a few finales that I'm just like, fuck you. Why did you do that?
Yeah.
Right off the head, Serenity. Which was the finale to Firefly.
Although I gotta admit, I did not really like the playlist I found when I was watching the show because it was going normal so far, and then all of a sudden it got all jumbled up.
Huh.
Like I'm pretty sure this part's the end, and then
Oh.
yeah, just
I didn't watch it on YouTube.
it's
I
like
watched,
put them in order, please.
I just watched it as a separate episode.
I like the Horse of the Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Oh,
my
yeah, and it was Goliath's
Is
voiced actor, I
I was
imagine.
about to say.
I think it was.
I
I never checked, but that it sounded too similar to.
It's yeah. It I was about to say, is it me or is that Goliath?
I think it's Goliath. I think that's the whole reason why why he had the necklace and all um
The
that.
wing.
Yeah, it was all to be a gigantic gargoyles reference.
Yeah.
It's like I can explain.
And when you think about it, a statue come to life, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like I live again.
And then we get the superhero Lena again.
Here's another question.
What?
Another question. Do you think Webby was good character in the show because the finale was 70% about her?
Well, I've always said Webby is the best character.
Well, I mean,
Because Webby is the character I associate most with.
I mean, technically there's 3 of them, so that'd be like 70% times 3.
You divide it by 3.
Divided by 3. Times 3, because there's 3 of them. I don't know.
That gives you over 100%.
Oh yeah, but you know the saying, give me 110%, so I'm pretty sure we can go over.
Math with Madrock has been brought to you today.
By the letter.
Gearless called Huey Hat Boy, Hat Triplet or whatever. I thought he was saying math triplet, which would make sense for him. And then at the second time he said it, I thought he said hot triplet. I'm like, wait, what? Saying hat. Because the first time it sounded more like he was saying math than hat. And the second time, because of his inflection, it sounded like he said hot.
So the playlist also cut like some things out, which was annoying. So what was the loophole with the Papyrus contract?
Family is the greatest adventure.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
It's like you're saying that in order to be with his family, he has to give up adventure, but family is the greatest adventure, so therefore how can he give up adventure and still have his family?
Do not think that through. Should have written, you can only have one adventure, your family.
Yeah, but no, you see, he doesn't think of family as an adventure because in his mind, adventure is something detestable and something evil and blah blah blah. Although considering his grandmother, he should have thought that through. Considering his grandmother forced the adventure on him, so. But it's one of those cases where you, they get so caught up in one aspect that they lose sight of the grand scheme. Like Thanos with, I'm going to wipe out half of all the universe in order to make better, in order to make life better for those who remain, even though technically by wiping out half of the universe, you're wiping out half of the trees, half of the plants and other plants and animals that are providing food and shelter for the half that are wiped out. So therefore, you're not really doing anything to alter the populace because they're still the same ratio.
That's true. Oh, so how do you think the shippers will deal with Webby's plot twist?
I know. I was thinking that it's like, well, that throws a wrench in the whole Webby, any of the triplets.
Yeah.
Because now they're related. Although those in the South will still have no problems with it.
It's like, I want to bitch slap you.
I had to double down on that. But, I mean, to be fair, there's still the other two.
That's true.
You know, they still have Saberwing for Huey and Lena for Louie. It's just Dewey doesn't have anyone now. At least nobody with a potentially romantic aspect. Although there is still the whole Lena and Violet shippers who would be like, they don't get the twins, they get each other. And then the whole Lena Webby shippers who are like, see, Webby can't be with any of the boys because they're her relatives, so she's got to be with Lena.
When has that ever stopped anyone?
Yeah, just look at the South.
Who's your favorite trip? So who's your favorite triplet?
I don't know. Dewey, I guess, because I am quite partial to blue.
Yeah, Dewey too.
He was the only sensible one.
I loved that in the episode. It's like Dewey is freaking out and saying we're stupid for going headlong into this. Dewey!
Do you know how bad that is? Do you realize how much we are fucked?
Yeah. I'm sorry, but my favorite triplet is still Webby.
Webby Webbilicious. Oh, that reminds me of that meme.
What?
The Milo Pony meme, the Twilightlicious meme.
Oh.
Yeah, my Twilight roleplay, when I roleplayed as Twilight, I had it Twi to the S as my user.
Oh, dear God.
Just because of that Twilightlicious thing.
I'm Twi to the S3E22. I kind of want to watch that again now. Fuck.
I mean, it was done by Tara Strong herself, so.
That's true. Now I guess we just have to wait for about 20 years or so for another reboot.
30.
30 years. I was being hopeful, okay?
No.
Well, see, Hollywood's completely
we have to wait 4 or 5 years for the Darkwing Duck reboot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, Hollywood's creatively bankrupt, so I think the cycle is going to go faster. So,
Probably.
Mm. And we
yeah,
have
they don't have new ideas.
Or they'll realize what they've done with how big the fan base was, and they'll be like, we're gonna have to let's do the rest of the Disney 90s cartoons,
yeah. So what's our favorite character?
buddy.
Uh, I don't know. Penny was pretty funny.
Penny's always funny.
Funnily annoying.
I know a few people like that. I knew a few people like Penny who just keep talking about stupid shit. Like,
It's like,
okay.
that's nice. Sure. Yeah, that's nice.
I love how she was trying to do some sort of cat's cradle and just ended up tangling herself up completely.
Uh,
Also, when Mrs. Beakley went to save the day at dressed as a Eggman, how did nobody realize that was Mrs. Beakley? I mean, look at her.
You're in an entirely different shape from the rest of the people who work here. I
And
thought I would
she was
notice you.
bigger than Steelbeak, I swear. She's about the same size as Launchpad.
Anybody got a favorite ship?
The Black Pearl.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, I saw on YouTube recently a video of somebody playing playing He's a Pirate on one of those step pianos. Actually, there were like 4 or 5 of them by the end of it because of the complexity of it. But they were like playing He's a Pirate on one of those step pianos.
Nice.
That was so impressive.
I would have to say Donald and Daisy are mine.
Mm,
They're a classic ship.
Gandra and Fenton.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so cute. Yeah.
You see, they make. I like how they freed her at the end. Like how they even tied it in. It's like, I haven't been able to reach her in weeks. Maybe her phone ran out. Maybe her phone ran out of power, and when she went back to get her into the office to get her charger, the foul agents found her and kidnapped her.
Ooh, not helping Launchpad. Not helping. Well, it is nice to see that they ended the series finale where they all fall off an airplane and plummet to their deaths.
I mean, technically, it's not to their deaths.
Oh yeah, they're ducks.
And Darkwing and Launchpad and Goslin were saved by his cape.
Oh hey, Magica finally has a pet bird.
Yeah. To replace her brother.
Ooh, yeah, that's a storyline that's not gonna get tied up, is it?
Well, let's hope she clips his wings so he doesn't fly away too.
That's true.
But actually, you realize that scene was kind of what they had as the promo picture for the 2002-2003 the second and third season poster. Like they did a poster that looked exactly like that. End credit. Where they had everybody jumping out of the plane, although they also had like Kit Cloud Kicker and Molly, and they had the Rescue Rangers and stuff as kind of a, hey, look who we're going to have this season.
Well, before we move on to the next thing, if we don't have anything more to say about this magical episode.
It's sad it's over.
I know.
I love how they tied everything together and even like brought back the most random characters like Uke Till You Puke from Day Trip of Doom. And could I get a large cup for water?
Is it me, or did I not really notice a difference between Glum Gold, when they stupefied him?
His eyes were a different color.
Yeah, I guess.
And he drooled a little more.
Really? I thought it was about the same.
He's more charismatic that way, though.
Yeah.
I love the lines like, "You're still alive. You were ancient in the 60s."
Yeah. I was too busy to die. I don't remember. I can't do a German accent, which is funny because I have more German in me than Scottish. But yeah, I was too busy to die. Again.
Oh. Hey, so what do you think would have happened if Dewey stayed to be a sky pirate?
I think that if Dewey had stayed to be the Sky Pirate, and he would have probably ended up dragged into with Don Carnage into Foul, he would have infiltrated, and then at this point when the series finale happened and everybody was brought there, he would have been like, holy fuck, that's my family, what are you guys doing? I gotta Dewey this. And so it would have worked out almost the same way, only Dewey would have already been on the inside.
True. Well, anyway, before we start on the next review.
Scrooge paid full price for that party, and he didn't realize she was his daughter.
Yeah.
Like, did you pay full price for a party that was actually a scheme to get into an evil Foul's evil super underground lab? Yeah. You guys are the best family ever.
It's like, wait, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. No party has that much variety. Whatever.
That's basically a Neapolitan cake. That sounds horrible. I hate strawberry.
I like the one, I keep on forgetting the name of it, but I like the one that has like the chocolate, cherry, and pistachio.
That's a thing?
Yeah, it also has a name to it. I forget what it's called though. It's good.
I don't know.